Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and so today we're doing the reading for air signs because that's what came through. Now I'm using a deck. It's called The Lover's Path by Chris Walderher, and the Fairy Oracle, Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, and artwork by Selena Fennick. Now what I want to say off the bat, now I'm pretty sure, the famous musician of INXS, that would be Michael Hutchence, was an Aquarian. I feel his energy very strongly right now. We're coming up to Halloween, and the dead can walk the earth because the veil is very thin. So I've gotten messages about him, for him, around him, for the last, I'm going to say 3 weeks. I saw him recently. No, I see things before they happen. I still see dead people. That's why I'm a medium, I'm a psychic medium. We see dead people. And he's been around my energy for quite some time. So I'm just letting you know that he's around. And the first card, that's why I'm doing air. The first card I pulled was King of Arrows, which is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. And then what I got crossing your path was Gemini. So he was dating Miss Kylie Minogue, who was a Gemini. So there's something to do with whatever tour she's doing or about to do. She's about to do a world tour, I heard that. He's standing right next to Kylie Minogue. His energy is so big right now because he's so proud of you that you're doing this world tour. So when you're on stage, if you feel something interesting, it's because Michael Hutchence is standing right next to you, right beside you. I've been channeling him for, like I said, for about 4 weeks. I never ever get his energy. It's like he died a long time ago, but recently I've been able to see his ghost-like energy on the 5D, on the 3D, but he's on the 5D, but I've been able to see him. So he's around you right now, Miss Kylie Minogue. Okay, so in the recent past you had a lot of passion in that relationship with him. You guys got along very well. He was a beautiful looking human, and so were you. You would have made beautiful looking human beings if you had have had children, but you fell in love with his aesthetics. He was such a beautiful looking man, but he was also a beautiful person because he was an Aquarian, and he's a humanitarian. That's what he fell in love with your looks. You're beautiful as a Gemini, but he was extremely beautiful, and every woman and man on the planet used to throw themselves at him because he was bisexual. So he had, the pickings. In the recent past, you had the Wheel of Fortune, so you were quite blessed. Recent past, you've come into a lot of money through your own acting, singing degree, and it brought you a lot of fame and fortune. And he's acknowledging that, and it's saying that you wish to travel from a hot country to a cold country. You wish to travel to a colder climate. You've been here in this hot country for a while because we had COVID, and everyone had to go back to their roots because of family. It's saying you miss the colder climate, and you may decide to travel back to England to do a world tour, or you may decide to buy an apartment over there. But it's saying that travel over stormy waters. So I'm guessing that living here was great, it was bittersweet, but it's not really satisfied you because all your demons are tied up in real time in Melbourne. If you're Kylie Minogue, you were born in Melbourne. Whatever happened in Melbourne is still in Melbourne, so it was a triggering effect for you. So I believe Michael is suggesting that you go back overseas to London because he wants you to have a place in London and a place in Australia, so you can go between the two worlds, because he believes that London takes you out of your negative mental health issues from Australia, and when you go to London you become a different persona. You become less triggered because you're not in the same city that triggers you mentally. What I've got coming up for you is a King of Wands. That is someone that's a Leo, Aries, Sagittarian energy. That's the King Dangalang that is looking out for you, that wants to romance you, and he's good looking too, very good looking, and he wants to be with you, but you're unsure because you're still grieving the loss of Michael. I don't think you ever got over Michael Hutchence. I don't think Michael Hutchence ever got over you, to be honest with you. You both radically changed each other's worlds. I do believe Michael changed your whole trajectory, brought you out of your shell. You brought him out of his own shell too, because he was a misogynist. He was someone that was never in a stable relationship. He was always in a three-way, yeah, because he was bisexual. So, but for once in his life, he dedicated himself to Miss Kylie Minogue because he really loved her. He didn't want anyone else. He wanted just Kylie Minogue, and that was the first for him. So they fell head over heels in love, as in the Lovers card. I believe he felt he had another person that was younger than her, that was a boy, but he didn't entertain it because he loved Kylie Minogue. What I've got here again, the Magician, Rockstar energy. This is the Rockstar gone awry. Mr. Michael Hutchence was the rock star, right? Absolutely. The perfect rock star that was on the stage, that had the presence to attract not just male but feminine energy. He just has that ability. He also has abilities to draw law of attraction. If you need someone to help you with money or things you need, they would show up. So he's friends with money, people would show up with time. If ever he needed anything, people would just show up with it. He was extremely fortunate as a human being for good friends that loved him very much, and he always had enough to get by. Even if he didn't have money, he had friends that would turn up when he needed them the most. He was very fortunate, like Kylie Minogue. What I've got here around you is a Hermit. You've got a Virgo energy. So you have a Virgo, extremely definitely a Virgo, because it's got the Emperor next to it. There's a Virgo energy that was in the dark and doesn't really like to come out and associate with people. But when they're the Emperor, they embody all four kings. They embody the King of Swords, the King of Cups, King of Wands, and the King of Air, which is, Wands is creativity, Cups is emotions, Air is discernment, law and order, and Fire is the spark. He embodies all of those things. That's the person that's around you. He may want to guide you to the next stage of your life, but there is love. We've got the Lovers. You may have a choice. It may not be you. He may have a choice between someone younger than you and someone that's you, and he has to choose. Your health is going to do really well. He may be an ex-military pilot, so he may have served in the forces, like as in the Army, Air Force, Navy, but your health is improving, and he's now got to decide which one to choose. So I'm going to choose this deck, which is from the Fairy Oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish and artwork by Selena Bennett. I love this deck because it's got beautiful imagery, and I'm attracted to art, so this is why I chose this deck. I'm going to split it in two and pull two cards. Alright, we've got the first card, Child of the Moon. That's water. Then we've got, oh, I don't believe that. We've got the next one. Well, no, it's Cry for Nature. So maybe you're into environmental issues. Maybe you support environmental, like, not PETA, but Greenpeace. You may support those issues that protect nature because you're also, what would you call it, environmental warrior. But what it is saying is the Child of the Moon is fearless and transcendent ego. It's 36. I'm going to read the book. I'm not that schooled in this book. Where are we? Okay. You must conduct a forgiveness ceremony as sincerely as you can in order to not recreate a situation that's previously hurt you. While you are still vibrating to the energy of the past, it cannot help but repeat itself, even if it echoes. Even if the echoes do grow fainter, you can attain enlightenment, a lessening of the burdens, a reduction in grief, a return of good cheer, and of optimism. Through forgiveness, by forgiving those who have hurt or persecuted us, we allow ourselves to be free. It is only when you're repeating the same cycle can be done with. When you receive this card, ask the fairies to assist you to help you find the opportunities to exercise your forgiveness muscles. Ask them to help you clear under moonlight, and watch them clear and brush from you all the debris that causes you pain. Just volunteer for this. Just allow it to happen. Just be willing. Be open to it. Then it cannot help but free you from the past and allow you to step into the present. You will know you have forgiven the reminders of the person or situation that no longer causes you distress. You will see the blessings and the lesson, and you will not allow this to take place again, because forgiveness frees us from the shackles of pain and ties us to the past and to believe and to people we have long left behind. When we do not forgive, we are energetically and quite literally dragging them around behind us, and it is that weight that can hold us back from our true potential. So it's talking about forgiveness. Cry of Nature is from number 8. This is the person who loves nature, the planet. They're passionate about animals, nature, trees, and protecting the earth. This person realizes that they are, as a child, when faced with the ageless wisdom of the creatures of this wonderful blue and green planet. Human wisdom is but one form. The being who has drawn this card is one with great elemental energy who can help rid the environment of great toxic poisons and environmental pollutions. You'll be passionately interested in helping the environment to be healed. In the same way, you'll be able to heal toxic energy in places or in others. You may find you have a talent for clearing the karma of the environment. This card is about divine protection. The magical planet enjoys from its special earth warriors. The person this card signifies has this earth warrior energy. The earth spirit is in terms of the all who are tuned with this new earth energy, and we all have this capacity regardless of age, religion, race, creed, family background, and our issues, has the chance to change into a person of the earth. I witnessed a bike accident today. I was freaked out. The kid would have been only all of 20 with his girlfriend on the back, and I don't know what happened, but the guy went to turn right and he tried to swerve around the car. It was entry level into a place to put fuel in your car. The guy had a hearing aid in his ear, so maybe he didn't even hear the guy behind him. And that's possibly why that happened. And I was ringing up at a phone booth to try and apply for a job, and I saw the accident, so I immediately ran out there, helped the guy off the bike and the girl off the bike, and then helped him put the bike back up from the road and get it off the road. Then I went inside and got blankets and bandages and the whole thing. And I put a blanket around him because I could see he was in shock. Now, at first he refused it because he was in shock. But then once I put it around him, I said, I just want to make sure you're okay, you're in shock. He said, thank you for that. I said, do you want me to bandage anything? Do you want me to call the ambulance? He said, no. He had his helmet on, but I think he may have been under the influence of a drug, which is why he didn't want me to call anyone. But I was there on site. I ran up to get bandages, etc. His girlfriend didn't know what to do. She was dazed as well, and I managed to calm both of them down with my mother's blanket that I put on his back. Even though it was hot, he said, it's a bit hot for a blanket. I said, yeah, I'm just trying to calm you down, mate. You've just been in a huge accident. You're in shock. And he was happy to make sure, to know that I was making sure he was okay. I said, look, I'm a disability support worker. I'm a community nurse. And the last thing I'm going to do is leave you until you're okay. And after a while, I went and got the bandages and the whole thing. Then I sat with him, and then he sat with the guy that they collided with, who was, again, had a hearing aid, possibly didn't hear him. Took down the details, and after that, he was okay because he had me there to calm him down. I have that ability. I'm a beauty therapist, psychic medium, disability support worker. And I knew if I could calm him down with my mother's blanket, that always calms me down, I could calm him down. And he went from 100 down to 0 within 15 minutes of putting that blanket on him. Within 15 minutes of that blanket, my mother that actually created that blanket, my mum's very much a mum, calmed him down from 100 to 0, and he was then able to then check on the guy that accidentally ran into him, which he was an old elderly guy and felt terrible, as you can imagine. It was all based on I was calm. I calmed him down. It's a domino effect. He then calmed down the guy that was upset because of the accident. He felt like, oh my God, how much do I owe this bike? It was a Harley Davidson, so it's worth a fucking fortune. And so he was freaked out because of that, and I went, it's an accident. It was not, I watched the accident, I was a witness. It was an accident. And so the guy didn't charge him, he didn't ask for the ambulance. I'm guessing he was smoking weed or something. He didn't want to draw attention to himself because I said to him, I'm a disability support worker and I'm a community nurse. He goes, oh, cool. Well, I'm also in allied health and I don't want you to call the ambulance because I'm guessing he was smoking weed. So his reflexes were not on point. That's why the accident occurred. But in saying that, he's still alive today. And yeah, that was huge for me to witness. But at least I was there on site. I was meant to be with my aunt today, but I wasn't. I was there looking after him and his girlfriend, because I'm guessing that's why I was not meant to go there today. I was told not to go because I was meant to be the first aider on call. I lived down the road from the accident. I went and got bandages. I went and got water. I got blankets. I did everything I could to try and be a first aider, but he didn't want my help. But I did what I could with what I was working with. So, in a shout out to this young boy, he works in the, I think, not mental health. He works in the medical field. You have to really watch your path. If you continue to take these risky adventures on your bike, I don't see your future. I saw your girlfriend's future, but not yours. So I'm putting it out there for that person I looked out for today. I was their weekend warrior. Do not risk her life and your life under a drug, because it's not a good idea. Because you almost killed her, you, and the poor guy that had to deal with the fact that he almost killed you. He was a mess because of you. So please, people, be very, mindful of what you put in your body, and be mindful of what you do on the roads. This is why we have double demerit points, because we don't want people on the roads that are under the influence. And he was part of the medical team. I know he was, but he wouldn't admit that to me, because he didn't want me to even call the ambulance, because he would have lost his job. So I want you, those two, to never ever drive under the influence ever again. That's all I have for you today for Air Science.